feel like people don't think that there are trans people in the country. More people from the city don't think there's trans people in the country. You go to Melbourne and you say I'm from Ballarat, and a lot of them think, Sovereign Hill and maybe the Gold Rush, and that's really about it. But Ballarat's actually a city of its own, and it's getting bigger every day. It's actually too big for some people who are moving further out. We have people that have a range of different backgrounds. For example, in a major city like Melbourne, and you're speaking to somebody and you say, oh yeah, I'm trans and I'm from Ballarat, and they're like, oh, that must be really difficult. It's really not. It's a lot easier. And it's not because people don't take as much notice, it's because people just don't care. As long as you're a good person and you're not a dick to anyone, they're generally no one's gonna hassle you about anything. They don't care if you're trans, they don't care if you're from a different background, they don't care about your socioeconomic stuff. You're a person, and you stay out of people's way and they'll stay out of your way, and most of them are pretty friendly. I find most of the people around Ballarat relatively friendly. So the difference between being queer for me in metro compared to rural, regional areas, I'd have to say would probably be my comfort level. I don't get hassled nearly as much, and I don't feel nearly as uncomfortable in regional, rural settings. I find the further out I go, the easier it becomes. But the closer I get to Melbourne, the more double looks I get. I find that if I go to the shopping centre that I pretty much grew up in, if I go to the men's room in there, I've actually said before, we need to leave. To my fiance, I've said, look, we need to leave here because I need to pee and I don't feel comfortable. I've gone into the men's room and been looked at 2 or 3 times, then even with the full beard and stuff, and I suppose at that point it's just how nervous I've become. It's probably got anxiety is probably something to do with it, and that probably stems from being attacked a few times, etc. But I think generally speaking, it's been easier. I suppose at that point it's just how nervous I've become. It's probably got anxiety is probably something to do with it, and that probably stems from being attacked a few times, etc. But I think generally speaking, it's been easier the further into my transition I get. Some, not all, but most are the queer situations I don't fit, and sometimes it's because I'm trans, and sometimes it's because I'm short, and sometimes it's because I got a gut on me, and I don't have as much facial hair as I want, and whatever else. But I don't fit that traditional mold for a cis dude that is tall, dark, handsome, and I don't fit the queer type of guy, which is generally a cis white gay man that's ripped. I don't fit either of those. I'm one of the oddities, but I'm actually not. I'm just a guy that goes about his day and tries to help as many people as possible, and I like to spend my time with people that do the same.